Hi, Rupert.
Hi.
Hello. My question is about time and my perception of it. It's something I struggle with. So during the meditations this week, I've experienced timelessness. I shouldn't say I have experienced, just timelessness. That's what I've experienced. When I open my eyes or I go outside, for instance, in the night, and I look up at the stars, time seems so real to me in this reality. So when I look at the stars, for instance, I understand them as light moving. And I get caught up in...
That's how you think about them, but it's not how you experience them.
That's true.
What experience of time do you have in the absence of thought?
I don't.
So does time exist in your thoughts or in your experience?
In my thoughts.
Could your thoughts be wrong?
Yes.
Almost everything that humanity has thought about the nature of reality has been wrong in the past. Do you think that everything we think about reality now is...
I'm sure I'm wrong with it. That's why I'm asking you, because I'm just stuck with it.
I agree that time appears in our thoughts. But then if we ask ourselves, does the thought about time correspond to something that we actually experience? In other words, if we try to go from the thought about time to the actual experience of time and ask ourselves, do I experience time or do I think about time?
I think...
Do you actually experience it? In order to experience time, you would have to be able to step out of the now and visit the past or the future. That would give you evidence. We can think about the past appears in our thoughts. It's the only place the past appears is in thought. Yes? But now, can we subject that thought, the thought about the past, the idea of the past, subject it to your experience? That would have to be the proof, yes? You'd have to be able to go there. Now, try to step out of the now and visit the place you think about called the past or the future.
Yes, I know I can't do that.
Has anyone ever been there?
Not that I know of.
Could anyone ever go there?
No.
No, because whatever experience they had, even if they think they had travelled back through time and experienced the person they were 400 years ago, that experience would take place in the time we call now. And the now that experience takes place in would be the same now that this experience takes place in. How many nows have you experienced this evening since we've all been sitting here?
One.
How many nows have you experienced in your life? Have you experienced numerous nows in your life, or is it always just the same now?
Yeah, it is the same. I know.
And do you have an experience of the now travelling through time?
When you say travelling, do you mean continuous?
Do you have a sense that the now, what I'm trying to find out is if you experience a line of time and that the now is just a fleeting moment on that line that is slowly moving forwards. Is that your experience, that now is moving forwards through time? Or is the now stationary in your experience?
Yes, it's
stationary.
It's just, yes.
It's not going anywhere.
No.
In what medium would the now move?
I know. I just really stick with it.
You see, not only do you just have a few extraordinary moments of timelessness in meditation, you never experience time. We shouldn't call it timelessness, because To call it timelessness is to credit time with
Okay.
existence,
No time.
and then say what we're experiencing for a few brief moments in meditation is timeless. There is no time for the now to be timeless.
Yep.
We shouldn't define now in relation to time, because there is no time present in which the now, or with which the now could be contrasted or defined.
So we create time as a way to...
Eckhart Tolle said it was only after I wrote The Power of Now that I realized that now is awareness. Now is not a moment in time. It has nothing to do with time. There is no time, period. Time is a concept, a valid concept. Nothing wrong with the concept. We all use it. It is a model that is necessary for practical purposes. As a concept, it is not a problem. As a belief, it is a problem.
So I can use it for...
Yes, you use it as a concept for practical purposes, but don't let it become a belief that it is the nature of reality.
That it's the nature of...
Don't believe that time is inherent in reality. In reality, there is no time or space, for that matter.
Yeah, I won't put you through
Don't
that
even go there.
It's too much. Yeah, I'm going to come back to you again about it, but thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know why I stick with it so much, because...
No, but you're right. It's interesting to ask yourself the question: have I ever stepped out of the now? Put your ideas, scrutinize, subject your idea of time to the scrutiny of experience, like a proper scientist.
Yes.
Have I ever actually stepped out of the now and experienced the past? That would be evidence of time. Now, if you can go there, then that is evidence of time. But if you can't, then you have to ask. You have to be innocent. You have to be like an honest scientist. No preconceived ideas. A scientist who comes to an experiment with a preconceived idea, that the experiment will always conform to their preconceived ideas. They will always interpret the results of the experiment in a way that is consistent with their preconceptions. So here we are like innocent, honest, open scientists. We just subject whatever idea we have about reality to the scrutiny of experience. So take your idea of time. Have I ever actually experienced? Is it my experience that now is a moment sandwiched in between these two vast spaces of the past or future? Is that my experience? Is that the right idea of time? Do I ever actually experience something called a present moment? How long does the present moment last? And if there is no time present in which the present moment can last, then the present now cannot be a moment. It cannot have anything to do with time. It is eternity, and eternity has nothing to do with time. It means ever present, not always present, because there is no time present for the now to be present in. It is ever present. The now is not going anywhere. It is awareness. It is dimensionless. It has no extension in time. And when you're familiar with that idea, do the same experiment with space, and you will find that it is always here. In order to verify the existence of space, we would have to leave the place we call here and go to the place we call there. Has anyone ever been to the place we call there? Has anyone ever left the place we call here and just taken a step 2 inches away from what we call here and gone to the place we call there? That would be evidence of space. But nobody has ever, for a moment, stepped out of the here and visited the place we call there. So how can we say that here is a place in space if we never experience the space in which here is supposed to be a point? Here is always the place where I am, the place where consciousness is. Just as now is eternity, could the place called here be what we call infinity, the dimensionless presence of awareness, the same dimensionless presence that we call now, the same presence of awareness which, refracted through thought, appears as time, refracted through perception appears as space. In relation to time, we call it now. In relation to space, we call it here, but they are the same dimension as presence, the here and now. Nothing to do with time or space. Sorry, nothing. Yes, not the here and now.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with space or time.
Yeah.
That is, in fact, consistent with our experience. In other words, time and space are a model of reality. They are not inherent in reality themselves. They are a valid model. As a concept, they are valid and necessary. What is a problem is when we believe that the concept relates to something that is absolutely true or real.
So when, say, if I was a scientist, or if there was a scientist here who spoke about the light of a star coming to Earth, that the fact that the light is coming here, you know...
That is an interpretation of experience
that
uses the model of time and space as its basis. And it's a valid interpretation of experience, but it is an interpretation of experience that presumes the existence of time and space.
I get it.
There could be other interpretations of the same experience that don't credit time and space with absolute existence. Don't ask me to give it.
I won't, I promise. Thank you very much. Thank you.